good morning, everybody. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the voice. Y'all know the sound. James Robert Williams, DJ Exclusive. Oh, boom, is in the brain. Is in the building. Good morning, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat room that's tuning in this morning. Good morning, y'all. Yeah, my mic does sound off. It's just low, that's why. Boom, there we go. A little bit more sound, a little bit more tunes. Yeah. Oh, that's why. Now we're... Can you hear me? What in the Sam hell is going on here? I don't know why my micro. Oh, there we go. Can y'all hear me now? How is that? Boom. Okay, now we cooking with somebody. Good morning again, everybody. Welcome again to Like It or Not, where we finish the truth and whatever. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Rebecca and Zoe will be in the building momentarily, and we'll get this damn show started. Good morning, everybody. Roller Dragon Promises Manifested. Mama, good morning, Mama. Love you. Cindy Webster Gibbons, good morning. Let's see here. Boondocks Dragon. Good morning to you, Deanna. Good morning. Fighting Gale. Good morning to you. Anna Loom. Jam Tune. Good morning, Buster Be Good. Good morning, Jago. Good morning to you. One Lost Spirit. What's going on, sir? Good morning. Siler Hackner. Good morning, Birdie. Hey. Good morning, Birdie. Good to see you. Carly Wynn, good morning. Industrial Arts. Streaming on Twitch this morning. Good morning to you. Latif, Priscilla, good morning, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Like it or not, it's coming up next. Good morning.
Man, life ain't a beach, it's a female dog. I'm staying 10 toes down, though I still might fall. Oh yeah, now I done came through, knocking pictures off you all. Cause loving people who persecute you, it's still a tough be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel that disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say sticks and stones may break my bone.
Shout out Q in the building as well. Good morning, Q.
No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right. More than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, no, no.
Good morning, Pop. Love you, Daddy.
No, you just can't hurt me. No.
Angie, good morning.
See, it's hard to be polite. It's easy being petty. Mama used
Barda
to tell me,
Diallo, good morning.
I ain't working on my own time.
I know I said
no
your
diamonds on me,
name
but I stay shining. Yeah, yeah. They say the world would be a better place if we take out the hate. Stop all the hate right now. Yeah. Let's keep it real, it'd be better if we just subtract the fake. Yeah, so be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak.
Hey, don't forget, Friday is going down. Patron party on Friday. Make sure that you have your ass in the building. Patron party Friday. You don't want to miss it. Y'all make sure y'all tune in.
No, I ain't been right. More than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, no, no.
Got another throwback jam for y'all. But before I get into that, tell y'all about my goddamn day yesterday. So yesterday, a detective showed up at my damn house, y'all, and like asked me where I was like between 5 and 6. So I'm just looking there shocked. And I'm just like, I told him kindergarten. Light it up, bitch. Good morning, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, like it or not. It's about to go down. Let's light this sucker up. Good morning, y'all. Light it up, light it up.
I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad. Ladder ties in the hearse. I've been on the vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind.
Wait a minute,
then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit her to the sky, change haters on a tirade.
Now on the mission, good morning to you on Facebook. Good morning. Deep Dragon, what's going on this month? Good morning. And alone, good morning.
Try and get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah. Turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot.
Good morning to you. Elizabeth, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You word on my shoulder. Good morning.
To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, living time when I chat. Burn it down, sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love. That's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the
Hollywood,
cash.
Good morning, Hollywood. Good morning to you.
But it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Heard him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. I'm young,
love you, Cindy. Good morning to you. Black Caucus, good morning, Black Caucus. Good morning to you. Marla Hagner, good morning to you. Okay, so I guess I'll hold that song till Thursday then. Sure, David. Hey, man, Rebecca Azor is in the building. We're going to get this show started. But before we do, my partner is leaving me because I'm going bald. But, you know, I'm not bothered. It's hair loss. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Good morning, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, I'm trying to find the meaning of life. While the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What in the blurries?
Let's get that together. Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And not care who doesn't like it. There we go.
All right. How y'all doing this morning?
How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm a little tired. It's been a day. I just met with the therapist them this morning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we good. We good. No, I'm in a good mood this morning. Let me try that again. Welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And not care who doesn't like it.
Right, because it was giving me a little eerie silence in the background.
Right, because I'm just like,
I
you was just like, I met with the therapist. I'm like, okay.
No, it's not a bad thing when you
okay, good.
Meeting with the therapist doesn't have to mean necessarily bad. You just, it's one of those things you're checking up. It's your weekly checkups. It's your check-ins. It's your focus on. My camera is a little lopsided. I can tell from my background, but no, it's one of those things, and it was a good. I think today's meeting with my therapist. Look, because y'all just seeing me just make my tea. Today's meeting with my therapist. Like all the ingredients. Listen. Today's meeting with my therapist helped me understand how much, even though some days I don't feel like I'm growing in my mental health department, but it helped me realize as I stir this tea, this is so ghetto, that I have grown.
Come on, get out.
Okay. That I have grown, and I love that I've taken charge and control of my mental health. Triggers are serious, right? And I'm learning to figure out what triggers me, and I know what triggers me, but how to set boundaries around that. And so that has been what I've been working on, because I just can't. You can love them, but you can't let people play with you. You can't let people play in your face, okay? And as nice of a person that I am working on setting boundaries and staying and actually honoring those boundaries. Because let me tell you something. When you set boundaries, just because the person that is affecting you doesn't understand it, you know why you're doing it. And if you honor those boundaries, you're honoring yourself, okay? And who gonna love you better than you?
Amen. So let me ask you a question, because I have a question for you. So how did you go about getting your therapist, Rebecca? Because let me tell you, my story and my experience with everything was I called the health line from my job. I think it's what is that line called? Higher line. Okay. One of those type of lines. So when I called, it was just like, and it was one of those days I was just feeling so down. I just needed somebody to talk to.
Right.
And called the line. It was just like, they do not care. Like, they did not give a shit. Like, talking to the people on the line. Now, I know once you get to the actual therapist, it may be different. But
I know the helpline, the middle part that you get to go to the.
It was just
you're going straight through your employment itself, right?
Yeah. So it's like calling is just like, bro, never mind. You made me feel worse than what I already felt. So don't worry about it.
The people who work in those departments, I feel like they should know, and I understand what you're talking about. They should know that you don't know who you're speaking to. You're working in, and you might just be the middle person or the communications person or the call center that is leading into where they're getting their full therapist or giving the list off of the person. But that client needs to talk to you first before they get their therapist. Their mental state may not be in the best state. So you're still part of the people who help within the therapy groups or the mental health process to get them to their therapist. You are part of that group of people. So just because you're in the beginning and you're just the person of communication and the point of contact before they get to their therapist or the resource person, you need to know that how you communicate with that person on the other end of the phone is going to matter, because you're the first person before they get to their true help, and you're the one that is helping them get to that help. For me, I'm sorry your experience was like that. I did have an experience like that. Also through employment when I first started like 3 years ago, checking in with therapy. However, I like to check their temperature when I'm on the phone now. Like when I feel my sister who drives me nuts, my sister actually when she feels like somebody's energy is off, she's going to be like, thank you for your services, and just hang up and try back and see if she gets someone else. Now, I didn't do that, but I like to say, hey, how are you? How was your day going? Now you're going to be forced to ask me how my day is. And I'm going to say it's not going the best. That's why I'm coming here to seek help. I'm looking for the best therapist. And can I actually ask you a few questions about? Like, you got to get them to go on, because they could just be like asking, well, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Well, let me ask you a few questions. First of all, how's your day going?
I like that, Becca. Okay.
Because like you can get them to understand, like, you know, and some people won't be able to do that because some of them are not even in the best stage to ask you how your day is going. But the therapy process, Bubba, has been like looking for a therapist. And I know I've mentioned this on the show before. My first therapist that I thought, because online they were saying, get you a therapist that knows you, boo. Get you a therapist that's this and that. Get you a therapist, all of that, right? And I'm like, okay, the online said, get me a therapist that's this and that. Like, that's on my level. Oh, no, I don't need a therapist as my best friend. Because I had went, and this is me, and I'm speaking on myself. I don't know, this is not everybody's story, or you may want a therapist that is your best friend. But I got a therapist when we, beginning of COVID, just went through the worst breakup of all of my whole entire life. I was lonely, stripped down. It was really crazy. I don't went and got me a woman who was in her little townhouse. And I did this on my own. I found her on my own, Bubba. Let me tell you, she checks in. She's walking around her house. Let me show you. She's like, hey, nice to meet you. Give me 1 second. All right. So are you Lisa? Are you Lisa? No, you're not Lisa. Okay. Oh, you Rebecca. All right. Okay. Cute background. Okay. And I was like, okay, but I was so heavy and not even I was not there. So I'm like, thank you. She was like, all right, girl. Well, pump it up, because this is gonna be a pumped up session, right? First of all, you didn't even know my name. You didn't even know who I was today. So okay. So she started talking to me, and she's just like, girl, let me first tell you, Iggas ain't nothing.
Wow.
Ain't nothing. They ain't nothing. And I'm just like, well, okay. Well, can I just talk to you about a couple of things? First of all, what you're gonna do, you're gonna write 3 things down for me to show me how you are better than these Iggas. Because if you I'm like, girl, I can read that on a Facebook, Instagram post. I can get Dr. Stormy, whoever, to say something, you know, I can go look at Sarah Jake's page if I want some kind of motivation about it. If I want a good Christian motivation, if I want some hood stuff, I can go to Carisha page and she could tell me how to act bad this summer. If I want that, I can get that online. Well, I'm coming here for help, lady. So
like, whoever said it was about them to begin with, it ain't even about that.
Because and then she said, is he coming to the next session? Lady, I am here. Why would he come to the next session? I'm broke. This is a breakup, lady, that has sent me off my rocker. So I don't know. It was just the whole thing. And then the next time she was just like, I went back and spoke with her. Her man was in the background. Alexa, stop. Her man was in the background. And then
I thought you didn't trick him out. You're in the headphones. Golly.
The next time I went to go see the lady, her man was in the background, walking around with no shirt. And I said, this must be stopped. So then I did end up getting help looking for one. I found one after that who was an older woman, an older African woman. And then I'm like, oh, Lord, here go these boomers.
What's just trying to
these boomers and exes. So, but honestly, she challenged the hell out of me. She challenged the hell out of me by also motivating me, but asking me questions that I've never asked myself, making me dig deep. And I had to be honest. Everybody that is in therapy, don't be going in there lying to your therapist. Because they be knowing, but they can only go off of what you give them as well. But somebody who challenged me was great. She challenged me. And then I was able to get get on, at the time, meds that I needed. And at that time there was a stigma related to that. And I didn't want to seem crazy. I didn't want to seem like a psycho. I was like, I'm not going to be on those things. And then got on those things to help me balance out and realize the things that I do suffer from. It doesn't make me less amazing and less fabulous, but that I'm actually taking account of what triggers me, what sets me off, what gets me off of my norm, and how to start creating boundaries to take care of myself, and also Hey,
What
Olay.
up, Olay?
She told me she was checking in, and Fran is here, honey. Fran is
Hey.
here. But yeah, so that's pretty much the mental health check-in on this morning. And while you're looking, Bubba, like I know there's specifics that we want to look for.
Yeah.
But try it's okay. It's like try a few before because I didn't realize that I didn't want everybody online was saying get you your girlfriend as a therapist. Like get you one of the girls. And I'm like, I thought I wanted one of the girls. I don't want one of the girls
Mm-mm.
as my therapist. I don't need
No,
somebody to be like, bitch,
no,
girl. No, it's not gonna work for me.
no, no. I need somebody that's gonna keep it real. Exactly. I don't need no. I got plenty of girlfriends. No. Friends, male friend. Anywho, I got plenty of them.
Interesting.
Right. I don't need nobody else that's gonna like.
Mhm.
I need to be talking to you about my problems, not my social life, and I don't need you to girl. So what you gonna do?
Because let me
Did
tell
you
you, back
tell
in my
me?
day,
No.
it be them that be like, back in my day, and it's like, lady, is it about you or about me? Now I'm having to heal you during this session. I don't know. That's happened to me too, where I've had to heal a grown woman. She's like, my sister in me. Let me tell you how we used to be. I know you said you, but my sister in me, and she just had to grab. I saw that lady grabbing something to dab her eye. I said, well, have you
Oh,
talked to her since?
right.
And
Okay.
what made you feel like that, initially? And did you feel like severing ties was not me? No, I can't. I need somebody who's gonna walk me through. I can't be over here walking you through, lady. I'm not
Walking you
paying you.
through too.
I'm not paying you for me to do the
Oh,
work.
oh, and that's one thing I'm scared of because by nature and by the universe, I am the person that everybody gravitates to talk to and tell me their issues and problems. Like even people I don't know, I will be standing on the street minding my own black ass gay business, and here comes somebody to roll on up. Yeah, man, how that weather doing today? It's sunny. Yeah, man. Let me tell you about my day. Oh, Jesus, I didn't ask for all of that, but I accept it. I feel that's one of my purposes here to be a light and to guide some people. Because,
But who? But
girl,
who's the light for you?
sometimes I have to be the light for myself.
And that's all
Honestly,
right, but you gotta let some people be a light for you, you
yeah,
know. And and
amen.
and I know it's hard for you. I know that personally, and I know it could be hard for people who are used to being the light for other folks. But
Hmm.
listen, and even if it's not your family or friends, that's why I said tap into the resources that you can get that other people can't get through your job.
Right,
Work the system. It's very expensive to get a therapist, and it's very beneficial at the same
woo,
time. If you can't get one, they have the line where you can talk to somebody. What's that line? That number where you call what the number
988. Yeah,
988. Now they
988.
have that available for you to at least speak to somebody. I remember working on the radio at Florida A&M at what is it, W&M? I forgot the WA&M. That's what it was called. And I was working on the radio. I was nervous as hell, but I
So
did the motivational morning show that
okay,
I would mix like all the like NDRE. I was mixy. I would mix NDRE. I would mix like Jill Scott, and then I'll throw Kiera Shear, drop it right in there, drop some gospel morning show stuff, and then I'll drop some inspirational stuff. I mixed it all up because you didn't know what people kind of like needed. They might have needed a little Jill Scott that day, or they
right,
may have needed a good word, depending on who you were, where you were on your spiritual journey. I was just like, whatever. People need something. All of us kids at the school in this city need something. So somebody called in and said it was an older woman who said, or was it a man? I can't remember, but I remember they said to this morning I was planning on taking my life, and you gave a verse and
ooh,
said something on I was only like 19, and I was scared of my boots doing the show because I was like, damn, I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna start cussing on the show. I don't know. But the man said I turned on the radio. I was getting ready to take my life this morning. I will never forget that. And he said, you encouraged me this morning, and you encouraged me to keep it going on today, to try one more day. And that was I didn't know what to say on there. I did not know what to say on air. And I was just like, wow. And that's when you realize like people out here going through stuff. Like you don't know who you can be a light to or who can, but make sure that while you're being a light to other people, you accept people to be a light to you too. Okay.
amen. I got
All
you.
right.
That's for
All
real.
right.
I like
All
that.
right. Okay.
Touch and agree.
All right. All right. Now we had enough of that. All right. That was a long mental health check-in on this morning. You know we always gonna get to it and do it. But we have like just a couple of stories to catch up with you. You know, our Tuesday shows are a shorter show. We have a good damn time. But listen, over the last 24 hours, I know everybody want to be goddamn president.
Child, I told you I'm about to put my name on the ballot. If it's all over, put my vote on the ballot. Hey.
The LGBTQIA plus community party. Like, what we
right
doing?
in.
Right? Just write that in. Well, Dr. Cornel West, he announced that he's running for president. A scholar and activist, Cornel West, announced Monday he's running as a presidential candidate for the People's Party, saying, I have decided to run for truth and justice, which takes a form of running for president of the United States. As it's a lot that I want to say, but actually, I want you guys to hear him saying it himself. Let's take a listen.
In these bleak times, I have decided to run for truth and justice, which takes the form of running for president of the United States as a candidate for the People's Party. I enter into quest for truth. I enter into quest for justice. And the presidency is just one vehicle to pursue that truth and justice, what I've been trying to do all of my life. I come from a tradition where I care about you. I care about the quality of your life. I care about whether you have access to a job with a living wage, decent housing, women having control over their bodies, health care for all, de-escalating the destruction of the planet, the destruction of American democracy. Democracy creates disruption. It creates an eruption. It creates an interruption. Wide from below, the energies of everyday people is manifest. And I know there are precious people in your life who you care for. That's why it's important for you to be involved, important for you to participate. We're not talking about hating anybody. We're talking about loving. We're talking about affirming. We're talking about empowering those who have been pushed to the margins. Because neither political party wants to tell the truth about Wall Street, about Ukraine, about the Pentagon, about big tech. Neo-fascists like Brother Trump or milquetoast neoliberals like Brother Biden. Wow, I'm so happy to make a world-shaking decision. You know what I mean? Well, I know gangsters when I see them. And gangster's not a subjective expression, it's an objective condition. Do we have what it takes? We shall see. But some of us are going to go down fighting, go down swinging with style and a smile, accenting the best in you and trying to tease out the best in me. Let's do it together.
Yeah, right? It's giving me like, the music is giving me like,
yeah, soul, brother power. Yeah,
blaxploitation film from the 1960s or whatever they did that in. It's giving me, you're gonna come with, baby, we're coming with the fro and what's her name, Pam Grier coming in with just coming in, right? Just coming in. That's right on, my brother. Like, it's giving me that. But besides that, I will say, I was shocked when I heard. Actually, I was in watching, and you know who told me? It was actually Olay that sent me a text message. As I was in the movie theater watching The Black Mermaid, and so I said, "Girl, you lying? Like, what's going on?" And so we briefly, she was telling me about it, and I was like, "I will definitely take a look at that when I leave here." But when I got out of the theater, I seen that. What happened? What, The Black Mermaid? We'll get to that. But right now, we're gonna talk about this black man, Dr. Cornel West, whom I actually really love. We respect. He's actually been on our show a couple of times. We were blessed to have him. I mean, he in the community and any organizing for Black people, for Black rights, being a voice. We know this man and educating a lot of people about Black issues, about Black history. I mean, Cornel West, Dr. Cornel West is a name that you will hear that's highly respected in this community and outside of the community, worldwide. I'm talking about like Candy Burris, worldwide. And so now that we've gotten that out of the way, I just say, some, it's interesting. Now the People's Party, he's not running for Democratic, he's not running for Republican, he's running for the People's Party, which is also known as the Populist Party, or simply the Populist. And it used to be left wing, and it's a political party that was started, I think, in the 19th century, which was not too long ago. And so it's important, right? And they like to think that it's important to have this. I like to think that it's important to have this party. Not many people really care about parties outside of left and right. Although that this party will be more considered to be in the left, but it calls out the left's issues. But I say that to say, I just want to see more. I love the commercial. It's nice. It's great. But I don't know. This was just out of left field, and I want to see exactly. I hear the points. I love that he's talking about women's rights. I love that he's talking about attacking capitalism. I love that he's talking about all of these things and bringing them up because they're very important. And who better to have the conversation than Dr. Cornel West? And I would love to see us have some representation, some leadership at like Dr. Cornel West. But I think I just want to see a little bit more as we develop this campaign around Dr. Cornel West. I'm in the gray area with it here. I'm not sure why, and maybe it's because I've been conditioned to think about it as the left and the right, the red and the blue. That's the only way we should look at it. We haven't really seen anything coming out of the People's Party that has been strong like this. So maybe I'm just in the gray area with that. But as we continue to develop, I want to develop this campaign. I want to see, because I don't want it to be just a celebrity. Just because he's well known type of thing. I want people to actually see, including myself, and understand the policies that he's going to run off of.
And I want to see what Ben's take is on this as well, because my feeling of it is like, I love to see it, but I think it's two things that's going to go against him per se. One being being a Black man, of course, that's already standard. That's already in there. So I'm not even counting that one. But for the fact that he's a civil rights activist and have all these things that have been done for civil rights and Black people, I think that's going to be a strike against him. And then the other part of it too, I think this has the opportunity to divide the country once again. So let's say so here we go. Let's set the stage, right? You got the Satan running, so for Republican, okay? Then you have Biden that's running.
DeSantis.
And then I said the Satan.
I heard you. For people who don't know, who didn't catch it, he's talking about Ronaldo DeSantis, Ron DeSantis, out in Florida, the Florida governor.
Call him. That man name is actually the devil. DeSantis. The devil. Okay, anywho. But then you got DeSantis running, then you got Biden, and then you got Cornel West. So I think what will happen is, if more people are split on that vote between Biden and Cornel, then that means then that majority vote is going to go toward the devil, and who wants that?
But it also is, in all of that, it does cause a division, but what doesn't? Just having the left and the right cause a division.
Exactly.
But also, I think who's going to run behind this? Is Diddy going to get behind this and say vote or die, or is he going to say because Diddy flip flops, right? We went a whole season with Diddy saying vote or die. Then he said hold your vote. And then so are we going to get Diddy coming behind this? So the different various celebrities coming behind this, the Sean Kings of the world running behind this and saying, if this man doesn't get on the ballot, even though I believe these minor parties don't really have full ballot access, if I'm not clear on that. I think it's like just for general states or something of that sort. It's not even like what he's doing is he's already far behind. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but there are already mountains, right? That before him, he's already black. He's running for the People's Party, and I don't think that he can be on every ballot. Or it's there. There is rules to this because he's in a minor party, and so as we continue, like I said, to see this fleshed out. I know I'm going to speak about it later with Olay and friends this evening, but as we begin to just see more about this and flesh this out, I want it to be more than just a celebrity type thing. I want it to be more. I want it to be more powerful. I want it to be more adapting, because what we're seeing a lot in leadership and in anything is the celebrity factor. And I want us to remove, because not only we know how strong he is, we know how important he is, but a lot of people are just going to know Dr. Cornel West. I'm interested to see, because everybody says we're rooting for everybody black, right? I want to know, like, are we rooting for everyone black? Are we willing to go and educate ourselves on the People's Party? Are we willing to go and see beyond Dr. Cornel West being Dr. Cornel West? Can we see him in a presidential position? Why is he fit for president? Just because we see him as a great educator, because he is a great speaker, because he is a great motivator, because he is a brilliant person in this world, because he is, can you see him as president? And why or why not? Ask yourself that question. And of course, we don't want Ron DeSantis as president. Of course, we don't want a former Vice President Mike Pence, who just put in his bid as well yesterday to run. We don't want him as well. Somebody else I think is in the works, and I forgot yesterday.
Tim Scott.
Who?
Tim Scott.
Tim Scott. It wasn't even Tim Scott, but it's another person. I'm trying to remember who it is. Jeez Louise.
David said Christie.
Chris, no, we talked about Christie. You see what I'm saying?
Announcing today. Jesus.
He's announcing, but do you see what I'm saying? All of these people, because, and I think more black people need to start continuing to put their names on the ballot or running, because what we have is either Cornel West or Kanye West.
Somebody come and just
the battle of the West.
Somebody said to come in, Cornel and Kanye, West and West, attorneys at law.
West. Listen, Cornel, if we had to choose between the battle of the Wests, of course I will go for or Cornel, but this is his first little commercial, which is giving me, you better roll with me, child turkey. It's giving me all of that. Meanwhile, Kanye is just like, KKKs are actually a brotherhood that we need to start looking at them more so as our blood brothers in this thing called life. That's where Kanye is, and I'm not there.
And slavery was a choice.
So immediately no.
Not there.
Immediately no.
It's
immediately no.
You stick to doing music, bro.
Immediately no.
Stick to your guns, music.
So, but Cornel West, I think, has on paper for sure. Not only on paper, we've seen his works, but I wonder, is it for him to go outside of doing his works and into the White House? But we'll get to see that. I do want to see more black people stepping into the game. This is big for me. It reminds me of when, or I wasn't alive, or was I? I wasn't alive. Shirley Chisholm. I wasn't alive. Look, me trying to age myself, girl.
Were you?
Was it 1990? What was it?
I'm about to look. Don't worry.
I remember I actually covered Shirley Chisholm, and she was I loved her campaign. She had if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. It was something like that, right? It would create your own. She had very powerful, and she was a very powerful woman. But she had very powerful. Not 1970. I wasn't there.
I wasn't there yet either, child. Woo.
I wasn't there, sis. Why would I place myself in that time? I was not there.
Oh, girl, no way.
I wasn't there, but I did cover her during Black History Month a few years back at the original Like It or Not studio. But Shirley, definitely, this is what it reminds me of, but she was the epitome of somebody of first. She took a chance as a black woman with a Caribbean background. I think it was first generation American, coming out of New York, battling out white men, funding her own campaign, going out there when they tried to trash her stuff, still standing up and representing, challenging. So even though she knew she may have not won, she opened the door. And before her, it was Fannie Lou Hamer, who was out there campaigning on the half of on the behalf of another party as well. Like these are the people that walk before. So when I do see faces like Cornel West in this space, it makes sense to me. Not Kanye West. I said Cornel West. So Dr. Cornel West.
Right.
But I just want to know, I still feel that gray area because I want to see it beyond his celebrity and his reputation that he already has. I want to see it beyond that. And I think as the campaign starts to move forward, we'll see more about that. And how it can benefit us as a people.
Somebody said it good in the chat. I would love to see him debate with Biden. Oh my gosh, I think he would just eat.
Nikki Haley is in the running, right? Nikki Haley as well, with the former NRA lady. Nikki Haley, who now is trying to play this clean role. Of course, Trump is in the running as well. So look, this is what we got, y'all. So many people are throwing their name on the ballot. It's a circus.
I told you,
and it's a blended, it's a melting pot, I guess I would say. But let's focus and let's educate ourselves. I'm going to educate myself on the People's Party, what that looks like for us, because I know that there are certain rules that apply because it's a minority, a minor like group. So we're going to see. We're going to figure that out and see. And
Rebecca, when you get a chance, make sure Tim Scott was on The View yesterday. So make sure you get a chance to watch that interview so we can discuss it on Saturday too.
Okay. Because I'm sick. Don't tell me they're out here just saying more than Chick-fil-A serving fried chicken.
Girl.
Because this is the talking points that these people who are another thing that separates Dr. Cornel West from the rest of them. He knows how to speak. He knows what he's talking about. He's been in this fight, so we can. There's a trust factor there for us. But the rest of these people are coming out here with the same talking points, and it's very important that they keep those talking points to say stuff like, we have gave over 50% of African Americans jobs in this country.
Yep.
And Biden wants to take that away from us. It's important for us to get that woke ideal out of America because wokeness is the problem. Because of wokeness, children are dying today. It's not guns, America. It's not guns, America. If Christ was here right now, he would be holding and wielding a gun to the enemy. And our enemy is the left. Did I not whistleblow just now? As somebody who said they're going to be president of the United States, whistleblowing, being racist, taking away we talked about this the other day. So yes, I think it's good for us to, I say all that to say, educate ourselves on who is running because it's going to be a very important time in 2024. And we don't want to miss that train because we decided just to vote for the black man or vote for somebody who's in the more important party or vote for the person that lets me carry my gun. What does it look like for you and your kids, right? In the future? What does it look like for your healthcare, right? What does it look like for your housing? What does it look like for your future in work, education-wise? What are the platforms that this person is running on? What are the policies that these people are pushing? That's why I say we got to move beyond the celebrity of it too. All right. That was that. Let me move to this next story, real quick because we got to get out of here and I got to log in. But
okay, right, child.
Now, I don't know if you heard this, Bubba. I think it was 2 days ago. Was it Sunday? There was a loud explosion heard. No, I mean, not that if you heard this, we all the way in Georgia, but if you read about this, a loud explosion that took the DC area from Maryland to Northern Virginia.
Wait, why did it say loud explosion? It wasn't an explosion. It was a sonic boom. There's a difference.
There's a difference. But what the people heard where they couldn't identify as it was a loud explosion. A fighter jet that was trying to intercept an unresponsive small plane that flew over DC Sunday triggered a report of a loud boom that was heard across the area. Reports begin to come into the Fox DC newsroom as well as on Twitter around 3 p.m. of what sounded like an explosion as far away as Annapolis, Maryland. Hope I said that correctly. It's my
Annapolis.
Caribbean. I'm gonna blame it on that. So I break it down.
I'm sorry.
Syllables. The syllables be so off and wrong, sweetie. You say what you said was Annapolis. Annapolis. Me Annapolis. Annapolis. No,
Annapolis.
Rebecca.
I'm like,
Wow.
okay, you better.
Because I'm gonna make up a name.
that.
I'm gonna make it up. I'll make up a name. But Annapolis, Maryland, including DC and Northern Virginia, a F-16 fighter jet was cleared supersonic to respond to an unknown Cessna brand airplane, ignoring radio queries, flying on a strange flight path outside the nation's capital. Officials say the F-16s caused a sonic boom that shook houses across the U.S. Capitol at around 3 p.m. as they took off from Andrews Air Force Base in a high-speed pursuit of the Cessna Citation. A U.S. official told Reuters. The Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) told the end of that the aircraft had taken off from Tennessee bound for New York, but had crashed into a sparsely populated area near Staunton, about 150 miles southwest of DC. Let me see. You can play whatever clip that you have, David. If you have any, you didn't let me know, but if you have any, you can definitely run it. But before we do, things ain't adding up when I read that story.
Child. Girl, because my conspiracy theory ass. So y'all done sent these F-16s to fly, and y'all done did all kinds of stuff. Y'all done dispersed flares. Y'all done went across the plane. Y'all did all kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden the plane just crashed. There were no survivors. Yeah, and it was one of those private planes too. Yeah, the math ain't math.
So the latest development yesterday when they updated, they said that the pilot was seen slumped over. There was an infant on board, and the owner of the pilot, his daughter was on board as well. And so this was alleged. This was news. I can't say it was alleged because it was confirmed by okay, cool. This right here is a look at the boom.
That dog's hell no.
That dog is black.
Oh, black as
We
hell.
run, baby. And these are different areas from the DC area. Where people can hear the boom. And I feel like if a plane crashed, and a small plane crashed, why in all these different cities that are not even next to each other, they were able to hear it. So it lets me know that
what they heard wasn't the plane crashing.
With sonic boom. So it was the
leaving. that was the jets zooming trying to get to the private jet. So they're going that fast.
So why? Yeah. But when a plane crashes, you can where the remnants, something is left behind, and and right now we're speaking candidly, we're speaking in our own, these are our opinions. Okay, so this moving forward, I feel they shot that plane down, honey. They shot that little jet down, honey.
Well, you would have.
Oh, they shot it and it exploded in air. Like nothing was left of it. It disintegrated.
Now there have been times where planes have crashed and they haven't left. Just depending, it's so many variables. The rate of speed, where they crashed at, it can be a lot. So if it can be one of those things, if it did impact, it could just incinerate and basically be gone, nothing left.
Well, so Latif says negative, Rebecca, but I just feel like something else happened, and of course they're not going to tell us. Was it an alien? Was it like somebody really trying to tap into the Capitol area? Because that's what they said. They were breaking that secure area, because we don't see that often, and maybe we don't know that it happens often or whatever. But that was it's just strange. It was just a strange thing, and it just leads me to just think about the other strange things that probably happen so
Oh,
often.
that
So I
makes
don't
sense.
know. It was strange. And then this is like a millionaire, billionaire person, and it's so sad. His daughter, his granddaughter, and the pilot was seen slumped over, lost consciousness, and I don't know. Did they try to help it? Instead, they took like we only see those things happen if there is imminent danger, like you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I think sometimes we overuse force, and I think that was there a way that they could have saved the plane? I'm not sure.
I see what you're saying because it's really weird that y'all would dispatch not one but two F-16s. Granted, they flew close to the Capitol and they weren't responding, but I'm just like, eh. Why two F-16s? I couldn't sit no helicopters or anything. Y'all did
That's what I'm
using
saying. So,
two
was there any
F-16s.
assistance for people? Sometimes I feel like there's an overuse of power. So there was either something else that had to be
I
a
see what you're saying.
major, like you know what I'm saying. But we will never find out. And this is just my theory, right? This is just how I'm thinking in my head. And I may not know too many things about jets, but how many times do we hear them for somebody who you've seen slumped over, pulling out like? And a baby and a mother were the ones on board.
Yeah, and I do understand they were in restricted airspace. I know there is a
Yeah.
lot of restricted airspace around the area. And then there was one comment, I think it was Terry, I can't remember what his name was, that said hypoxia was probably one of the causes of that as well too, which is low oxygen,
Yeah,
which would explain why they were slumped over.
and Perry, I do understand that they always send jets to intercept guys. Okay, fine. I don't now that I would say I'm not knowledgeable about. But what I'm saying is so do they send them to go save? Why? Because it's giving or to make sure that they crash somewhere and outside of that area. So I would think that the first response would be if I see a pilot slumped over and I can see the view of the baby, because they were able to report that the baby and the mother, what can I do to save? I know that we have people who are trained to do so. We didn't really get and when the story initially came out, and the reporting was that they seen that and they intercepted, and that's that. Like, right?
Yeah.
They were able to see the pilot, the two people, the other people on board, and that was that. Nobody made it out alive. They could not find the remains, nothing. But what I'm saying is there a way that they could opt it? And sometimes I feel like we do abuse like power, and that's what it was giving me.
Okay.
Or could it have been something else, right? My mind just goes different places with that. But unfortunately, we will never know.
Yeah. And what it is, of course, because of 9/11 and in that area, I know that I'm sure they did widen that airspace restricted area. So then they flying around that space. So like nobody's responding at this point. So I can see why they sent just like F-16s, bro. Don't them things cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars every time you disperse one of them things? Like, ain't we paying for that too? So can I get a ride in one? No, never mind. I'm not Tom Cruise. Cool.
Listen,
And, big man left hand said he about to go down a rabbit hole. Don't go down a rabbit hole.
No, don't let us send you down a rabbit hole. But that's just how I felt.
And
This
that's
is what
cute.
happened.
That's cute, Rebecca, as well too. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do
we're not gonna go down a rabbit hole with this. But that's just how I felt, and it made me just kind of like, dang, like it's so many things that I don't know. Like this poor family, or was it a family?
And Rebecca,
no, let me not do that. But it's just like
you
so
just said it,
and we will never know. It could have been aliens. It could have been something. It could have been whatever. David, grab this real quick. I want to leave you guys with some words from Kiki Palmer while y'all sit on that. Don't go down a rabbit hole.
And see, I didn't even know that there was a family on board until you just said that, because the last thing I heard was that the plane crashed. There was no other information.
That was the first story. Then they came out with an update on the story, and they said who was in the plane. Then they came out with a third update on the story yesterday, and they talked about seeing the pilot slumped over, confirming that they seen the pilot slumped over. Yeah,
that's crazy. And then we already got these UAPs and everything else. If y'all know what a UAP is, unidentified aerial phenomena, i.e. UFO. So all this other stuff going on. It just seems so weird in that area. Something was flying from the Pentagon. It's probably aliens or superpowers. It's one of them.
We will never know.
I'm not gonna go down rabbit hole. Don't get me started.
We will never know. David, grab that link for me. Let me know when you get it. This is gonna be how we end the show. I want to end it on a positive note with some wise words from the only 29-year-old, but very, very wise. Keke Palmer. It's Keke, baby, booked and busy. Okay, it's Keke Palmer. Let's take a listen if you got it, David, because I know you got to be quicker than that. That's that commercial. You got to be quicker than that.
In a minute.
You went liquor.
Up, Rebecca. Hey, man, if y'all have not already, since we waiting for Dave to say 1 minute, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is like...
He black.
As hell. I mean, Dominican, black and Dominican.
Okay, that's black. Okay, like
black. But when I tell you the movie, it's animated. Issa Rae is playing one of the voices. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, Rebecca! I seen the movie twice in like 3 days.
Oh, I'm gonna go check it out. This summer is going to be a good summer for the kids' birthday parties. Listen, black moms, black dads, black parents everywhere. If you're looking for a theme, make sure it's the Black Little Mermaid and the Black Little Spider-Man. Okay. We have Black Panther, but Black Panther is still an option. It's still within that time frame, right?
He's still in there.
He's still there. Then we got Black Panther, Black Little Mermaid, and Black Little Spider-Man. We got them all. So before we play that Keke clip, the Little Black Mermaid, baby, sent me. It sent me. I absolutely loved it. Now, quality of it, but I loved it though. When I say I loved it to the core because she really looks like the Little Mermaid. Like,
yeah.
I love that she has those beautiful. We're talking about Halle.
Yeah, Halle. Yeah, Halle Bailey.
Because I was gonna say Haley. We're talking about she has those beautiful eyes that are big and beautiful. She has the most beautiful cheekbones. And then her voice was exceptional. My goodness. But let me tell y'all something. That man, he could have lost his legs too. Like he could have lost his legs for 6 months. He could have went down there with her. Because all that work she did, got her daddy, got the kingdom, just in the muck in the palace.
I don't think he had a shaman or a sea witch to go to back up.
Listen, her daddy could have just said, boom, legs, gone, fin, now. In the sea, 6 months. 6 months later, we on land. Boom. Run around after these men. Got you going crazy in this world.
She was running around. Girl, you gave up your whole voice for this man, girl.
You fell in love with the man from looking at him. You heard a few of his words. Was he really, truly that man? I would like to know. I would love to know.
Now I want to see what happens after, of course, in the second one they have kids. But I'm like, for real, no, don't give me the kids. I want to see what the trouble is, girl. You get up there, I'm like, God damn, I hate being on this.
So why did your mama how your mama really died? Because your daddy said you just like your mama. So your mama was trying to look for a man above water? Sister said, Daddy don't take us to land no more. Well, why he don't?
Well, why? What happened?
What happened? Was it a man up there mama was chilling with?
Or they try to come colonize it?
There goes the questions that I have. But I have to go. I have to leave. But before we get out of here, make sure you guys go check out the Little Mermaid with Halle Bailey, and also the Spider-Man verse.
Yeah,
what is
across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse. Check that out. Let's take a listen. Words of the wise from Keke Palmer. Full screen me, please. I would love people to actually listen to what she's saying.
Oh, I'm looking beat. Anyway, I was talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago, a very young, successful person. When I'm saying young, I'm talking like early 20s. That was like, it's so hard for me to find somebody because ain't nobody really on my level. And it's just like, what can I do? What can I do? And it made me just think about like, I get it. We're in this age where a lot of people, especially in the era of content creation, reality TV, a lot of people are getting successful or making a bag very early on. You know what I mean? And by the way, that doesn't mean that the bag stays. And I hope it does for anybody that's out there getting it. But I think that seeing so many young people get so much so fast, makes a lot of people feel like they're behind. And I think that's so unfair because, and guess what? I think it's also obviously celebrity culture, and maybe even somebody like myself plays into that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been doing this for 20 years. Okay. I'm about to be 30 this year. But I've been doing this for 20 years. I have 20 years of experience that's granted me the level of success that I have now. So for me to expect that from anybody else in my age group, I think or for anybody to expect themselves to be anywhere near where I am without having 20 years of experience in anything, I think is entirely unfair and is a huge disservice. I don't think you should compete with anybody, but you damn sure shouldn't be competing with someone, no matter if they are your same age, in your same age group, in your same lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, if they have 20 years of experience ahead of you. And even still, if somebody seems like they just caught on to it, I think it's important to know that, like, character builds success. Success, unfortunately, does not build character. So just because you have it today does not mean you're going to have it tomorrow. And just because you don't have it today doesn't mean you're going to have it in your future. I think we put so much pressure on ourselves and then we project that onto others. You say, oh, well, I want this and I want that. And if I can't have it, then the person I'm with got to have it. Or the friends that I'm hanging with got to have it. Everybody around me ain't got $1 million, then it ain't worth it. But it's like, what about growth? Life is not a sprint. It's not a race. It's a marathon. So it's like, we got to, instead of looking at what somebody's bank account looks like today or what somebody got or they can get us today, we got to look at what somebody's character looking like. Are they responsible? Are they, disciplined? Are they ambitious? Do they have goals? Are they trying to go somewhere? Just imagine if Michelle went up to Barack when he was broke out of law school talking about something, can you fly me out? You know what I'm saying? Imagine Denzel's wife coming up to him when he was on the Broadway budget, talking about take me to Mastro's on the weekends. And anybody that's done Broadway knows you ain't there for the check, honey. Okay? Trust me, I know. So it's like, I think we just got to give each other a chance to grow. I mean, everybody in their 20s and 30s expecting to be Bill Gates. It could happen, but if it doesn't, you haven't failed. So I think we got to stop putting pressure on ourselves, stop putting pressure on each other. Build friendships and relationships based off of someone's character, the content of their contact. What my man Martin say? The concept of their character. Instead of just looking at what they can give you right now. You know what I mean? I get it. We in this time, but honey, look, that's all.
We are in a time where, like I said, it's a celebrity culture. It's just, and that's okay. And while looking for somebody for who they are, Kiki, that don't pay. Sometimes it ain't it. But at the end of the day, we are in a time where people are feeling so pressured to be, to do, to want, to think, so much, much so. And I think millennials are getting it. The feeling, because we don't know what we should be. Are we old? Are we young? Are we in between? Should we have a job and a career like the boomers and Xers told us to, or should we be young because we the one that kind of built kind of this walkway for the Generation Z's, and we don't know where to be right now. But be where you need to be for yourself. Like, it's okay if you're not a content creator. Some of these millennials, some of us don't want to be content creators. Some of us really just want to live, have a job. And that doesn't make you less than, right? These conversations that men with mics and women with mics are having about if you got a 9 to 5, I really can't. Like, I can't. Well, make us understand.
Buses, I can't talk to you, girl.
See, everybody. Now, I understand that reason, maybe your reason, this reason, but everybody ain't on that. Everybody ain't on that. So, and stop making it feel like you have to be sped up or you got to slow down. It's hard not to feel that way in today's date because how small the generational gaps have gotten, how quick they're switching things around or repeating history and calling it their own. It's just so much of that. Find your place, live there, find your person, regardless of what the world tells you that it should look like or feel like. If it feels good to you, if you want to take the time to get to know that person, you take the time and get to know that person. Be in your own feel good. Like, we can't allow the world and society to dictate that for us.
Amen.
Okay. All right. We at the end of the show, baby. Give it. Yes, that was bars, Perry. Listen, we're at the end of the show. Thank you, Kiki, for that word. Thank you guys for watching with us. If you are still here, that means you absolutely loved us this morning and how you can assist and contribute to helping the show grow and still be here with you every Tuesday and Saturday. You can definitely head over to patreon.com/like it or not, patreon.com/like it or not to become a patron of our show. And if you want to give directly, if you love what you see and you want to give directly, which we prefer because we can get that money instantly and contribute to all the behind the scenes payments that we're making for this show. That's Becca's Voice on Cash App and DJX3C. Becca's Voice on Cash App and DJX3C. I love you guys so much. I
And
mean
Patron
it.
Party Friday.
And the
Patron Party Friday. Patron Party Friday.
Dwayne is not here, y'all. Dwayne is not here.
You saw me too. I was just about to say, yeah, we can change that one rolling because that was like,
Stop playing.
Aaron, thank you for your super chat too, Aaron. We appreciate you.
Absolutely love y'all. Mean it. And I want you guys to go ahead. Twitch, I see you. All right. Facebook, I see you. YouTube, of course, we see you. And anybody else chiming in from any other platform. I don't know. Let us know. Check in with us. And everybody who is tuning in internationally, I love you guys so much. And I mean it. Mwah, mwah. It is Tuesday. I hope that you guys go and have an amazing day.
Yep, and make sure that y'all join us, me, Thursday for another Beard Bonnet Chronicles.
That's David. Yeah, I'm out of here. My skin looks amazing. I'm out of here. See ya.
Y'all join us Thursday for another Beard Bonnet Chronicles, where we will be playing Spider-Man Miles Morales during the show. So tune in Thursday, 9:30 a.m., and we'll be playing Spider-Man. Your affirmation for today: I am highly favored. Your affirmation: I am highly, hello somebody, favorite. Love y'all, mean it. I will see y'all Thursday, man. Join us, and don't forget, Patron Party Friday. Deuces.
That's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, not trying to find the meaning of life. And while the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, then I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023.